Your customer brings in a vehicle, complains of a no start, and the vehicle uses a proximity key and one of those little push button switches. What do? I've got a few ideas on that very topic. Stick around, that's coming up next on this edition of The Trainer. Today's edition of The Trainer is brought to you by Autel. For more information, visit www.autel.com. If you've been a technician for any length of time, you know that no start complaint can mean a lot of different things. And typically, when your customer owns a vehicle that's started using a proximity key or a smart key, 9 times out of 10, it means that nothing's happening at all. Smart key systems do have a lot of nuances among the individual manufacturers, so you'll certainly want to do your homework. However, they do share a lot in common. All use an electronic smart key fob that contains the security information that is specifically matched to the vehicle. Antennas located around and in the vehicle are used to detect the presence of the fob. When queried, it reports that security information to the vehicle's immobilizer system. In addition to the security information, the system needs to make sure that it's safe to start the engine. For example, we all know that we have to put pressure on the brake pedal so the system can distinguish between a start command and simply an ignition on command. The first thing I want to do when dealing with this concern is verify the condition of the battery. The Autel BT608 is a tool that is capable of this task and many others, and I demonstrated its use in the February 2021 episode of The Trainer. So take a look if you want to learn more about battery starting charging system testing and how to avoid the common mistakes many of us are making when performing these routine tests. As I mentioned earlier, the most common problem you'll run into is a vehicle that just fails to power up at all, no matter whether you're trying to use the start function or simply the on function. And many times, the problem is as simple as a weak or dead battery in the key fob. It can also be caused by damage to the battery terminals in the key fob from an improper or forced battery installation. It can also be caused by RFI, that's radio frequency interference. And one of the ways that we can try to eliminate which one it might be is to simply take the key fob and press it up against that push button to see if the vehicle will start then. Some vehicles have emergency key slots for this same purpose, and they can be located in a variety of sometimes obscure locations. So check the owner's manual and your service information system for these locations. Even with no battery in the key fob, it may be possible for the vehicle to excite the fob and retrieve the security information. If this little trick works for you, you may be looking at a problem with the key fob recognition system, key fob verification system, or even a problem with the key fob itself. However, you should be able to power up the vehicle now and access scan tool data to help you gain additional diagnostic direction. You can test the key fob function easily with a tool like the Autel IM508. While this tool is sold as a professional key reprogrammer, it can do a lot more than that. Also included in the tool is a full function scan tool capable of accessing and performing a full system scan, and a separate software package that allows you to use the tool to perform a variety of maintenance resets. If the key fob passes but the vehicle still won't power up, we need to find some way to access the modules to see if the key fob is being seen and recognized. The question is, how are you supposed to be able to connect your scan tool when the vehicle won't power up? Try this workaround. Connect your scan tool to the DLC and manually enter the vehicle information. Some vehicles will allow you to communicate with specific modules using this technique, but it does vary greatly from manufacturer to manufacturer. In some cases, it may be necessary to provide some type of wake-up signal to the bus in order to make that communications happen. Sometimes this can be done using the key fob and unlocking the doors. Some Volkswagen Audi systems can be forced to wake up by turning on the four-way flashers or holding the high beam switch stalk in the flash to pass position. If you're fortunate enough to be able to get your scan tool connected using these methods, you still may find that the data you can access is limited. So take time to look at what you can look at. See if there's anything that stands out as abnormal, like the condition of the brake light switch state when you press the pedal and release it. And make sure too that all the antennas are reporting as functional. If you are unable to establish any kind of communication using this method, you should then connect your scope to the DLC and inspect the CAN network that hosts the immobilizer system. This is easy using the Autel IM909 scope module. Another common cause for a system that won't power up at all or a no start condition is a bad module in the network preventing communications. You'll see this in the CAN network pattern on your scope. And if that's the case, all you have to do is start unplugging modules one at a time that are part of this network until you see the pattern return to normal. That last one you unplugged is the bad one. In summary, for a vehicle that uses a proximity or smart key to start and run, the key fob has to be able to communicate with the vehicle, and the vehicle has to be able to take in that information and verify that the key is the correct one for that vehicle. Verify operation of the fob, the condition of the various antennas, the quality of the data, and the health of the modules and the network they're communicating on. Tackle each element one at a time and you'll soon find the missing link. For information regarding any of the Autel tools that I used in today's video, be sure to visit www.autel.com. Thanks for watching.